Kaido is still sprawled, and Luffy, who's in a daze, named his move that just sent Kaido sprawling. He also said, what should I say? My jutsu just now. Gomu no Gomu no. What ya, said Luffy. Then Kaido, who was still lying down, suddenly said, telling Luffy, hey Mugiwara, tell me one thing. Who exactly are you? Luffy, before answering Kaido's question, he was silent and glanced at Kaido. But before Kaido's question is answered, we move first to Zunisa here. Zuniso said, miss this rhythm, Joy Boy. Hey Joy Boy, as if you were there. This is exhilarating. It all feels like destiny. I wonder if we should trust this boy, murmured Zuniso, who currently knows if Luffy is Joy Boy. Back to Luffy's fight versus Kaido. Luffy round here also answers Kaido's question. He also answered, who I am. Monkey D. Luffy, the man who defeat you and become the Pirate King. He replied with a confident smiling face. Nice to hear you, still arrogant Mugiwara. It's called awakening, everywhere the mind and your body, able to fully utilize the potential of your abilities. But how ridiculous is that power? I lost a lot in this war. My men, my castle is all that I built here, but I guess you're the same. Kaido told Luffy. Luffy then replied to Kaido's words, I'm still not done. I will take back everything you stole, whatever happened. But now that Luffy has said this, Kaido became angry and attacked Luffy as well with Gondori Meteor Shower. Kaido attack, it's about Luffy's crushing body, but Luffy does not want to lose. He attacked again, Kaido with his punch that hit Kaido quite hard. Retreat. Then, after the blow, suddenly he covered his nose because the smoke inside the castle have reached the roof of Onigashima Island. And it made Kaido happy. Kaido laughed and said, ha ha ha, the smoke has been able to get here. The entire castle would have been burned to the ground. That means thousands of Wano people are trapped in a blaze down there. They will burn to death. Take it easy. I have entrusted everything to everyone below. No, there's more I have to worry about than sending you flying, Luffy replied. Then he ran towards Kaido. But Kaido doesn't stay still. Before Luffy attacked him, he first attacks Luffy with Gas's devastating move. But the attacks, it worked. Luffy avoid by extending his legs. Moved to the show floor, looks very large flames, and has engulfed all the rooms. There was also a chopper meeting with Nami. Here the chopper said in tears, Nami, you survived. What should we do? The fire won't go out. I can't find Zoro Sanji, Frankie Usopp, Robin Brooke, or Jin. I guess they still stuck. Nami also answered, you're serious? But how do we help them? Onigashima has become like a giant fireball. Even here is not safe. There is no way out, unless we know how to land. Chopper asked Zeus whether Zeus' rain could stop his fire. But Zeus replied, if a fire this big could even burn it, then move to the inner basement. They're the Geepers who have become allies. Otama is the same. They are confused to find a way out because the fire had surrounded them. While on the first floor, Beepo is being carried by the Heart Pirate crew. Because Beepo cannot stand the heat, they're also looking for an exit because the fire that keeps spreading. In basement outside, Brooke and Robin are the same as the others. The two of them are currently surrounded by flames. Even they now have to protect those samurai who used. This is the middle with her. Then in the hall to grow crops, seen Sanji and the Suisui also surrounded by fire. They don't even know the way out. Then go back to the basement. Apo looks scolding number Ibi, which turns out even though his body is big, but he couldn't break the wall when it hinders it. Even Abi's hands are burning, but Apo even angry with Ibi, because according to Apo, Ibi only slightly burned, but he gave up. Looks he was very upset to Apo, with his angry facial expression. Still in the basement, Usopp here in the middle of trying to put out the fire, metal green star sprinkler, but it's not the fire that goes out. but the flower he gave out was burning. Giraffe Gifter also tried to remind Usopp, so as not to waste energy. But here, panicked Usopp instead scolded the Giraffe Gifter. He said silently, "I have to do something. I promise to Aizo. I will save you, and I alone." Moved back to the right part of the brain tower. Here Frankie, who was carrying Zoro, shouted, "The fire is out of control." He was confused to find direction, because when he is looking for a chopper to save Zoro as soon as possible, because Zoro's situation is getting worse. Then on 4th floor, look Genie B, which is like getting ready to do something. Not just Jin. Reizo, who said to Jin, "Ready Jin Dono. Thank you for believing in me." Then Jin answered, "Luffy decided to ally himself with you, samurai. How could I doubt you now? Let's do it." Reizo then muttered, "Our feelings are the same. I also believe in you." Then he remembered the incident where Odin Castle burned to the ground. It can do something, and when the siege of fire surrounds the Toki, Momonosuke and Hiyori, he was only able to see his master surrounded by the flames. And ever since then, he promised not to repeat his mistakes again, until one day, she was looking at Zenitsu take out very much water from his trunk. He also asked to Ainu Arashi if it was water. What? Ainu Arashi also said if it is the water released by Zenitsu for bathing. Then Reizo asked for a little water to Ainu Arashi. After remembering the incident, Reizo then prepared to issue his move. The paper roll then surrounded it, and the unexpected happened. The scrolls released a lot of water, like a flash flood. The water then leads to Jin. Jin was also quite surprised by the amount of water that. Then Jin uses his move to control the water, and fired at all corners of the castle to extinguish fire on the 3rd floor. Kuipers who were already confused looking for a way out, and at times they were desperate because of the siege of the fire. Suddenly they were surprised by the arrival. A lot of water. The fire on the 3rd floor eventually died, while on the 1st floor, Luke's killer who is being carried by his crew, because the killer is pretty bad right now after his fight with Hawkins. But they also lost their way, because the flames are in every corner. But at that time they felt there was this intense shaking that was like pointed towards them, and all of a sudden, a lot of water hit them. They were very happy. Finally, they can survive the circle of fire. Then we move back to Momo and Yamato, who is currently still trying, pulling Onigashima Island away from the flower bed. Here Yamato said to Momo, "Hurry up Momonosuke-kun, now she has reached her limit. He won't be able to maintain his Homurasaki anymore much longer. Now it depends on you. You have to create clouds." Homurasaki, who was strong enough to hold Onigashima Island, because from the very beginning, this is the only way, heard the words of Yamato. Momonosuke was very surprised, because he was still not confident. The ability he has, he still considers himself weak, and couldn't do such an impossible thing. After Yamato and Momo conversation, then we are shown again back a Sincho fight with Kaido. Luffy is currently holding lightning in his hand, like he would attack Kaido. With a smiling face, Luffy is ready to smite Kaido, but Kaido here doesn't seem to flinch at all. He also laughed, as if he was ready to take an attack from Luffy, but episode 1073 should be finished here.